All right, hello. This is my final version of my pokedex project. This is a full stack project, and also this video should be quite a bit longer than the first two I did on my pokedexes. So put it on 2 times speed, and let's go through this. So why did I make this project? Well, Bushel had us do both the front end and back end challenges when we were there as interns. And the front end was built with React, that's what you're seeing here, and the back end was built with Laravel and PHP. This is how mine turned out. It has cooler search functionality than the one before it, and but the design is pretty much the same as before. Just a little tweak with like this hover effect, and obviously it has a nav bar now. And it also has register, login, and capture functionality. So that's what I'm going to show off today. So I guess first of all, let's just start with logging in and logging out, or registering and logging in. So to register, just put name. So I'll put dom@gmail.com, and then it uses yup to make sure that the field is good. So like if there's no dot in here, then it says it has to be a valid email address, and passwords have to be 4 characters or more. And then if they all say all good, then you can register, and it logs you in right away. And it says welcome Dom, so welcome your name. And then you can look at your dashboard, which it says go capture some Pokemon at the Pokedex. So over at the Pokedex, you can click into one of these Pokemon, and then click this capture button, and then it says captured, and it also saves in the database, so when you come back it still says captured. And when you go to the dashboard, then there's your captured Pokemon. It tells you the date that you captured it and the time that you captured it. So right now it is 11:44 a.m. and I used Moment.js for that functionality for time. And obviously the backend also keeps tracks of like when it was captured. And then the search functionality, I can search by name, I can search by description, I can search by type, I can search by ability, and also id group. So search by name, pretty self-explanatory. If I want to see Arceus, I can go to Arce, and then there's Arceus, and then all the other ones that have Arce in the name show up as well. And then if I want to search by description, then these are all the Pokemon that have Arce in their description. So apparently Arce is in here somewhere. And then we can search by type. Arce is not a type, so if I do like electric, then these are all the electric Pokemon. I can search by steel, and then there's all the steel Pokemon. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I can search by ability, so if I want one that has torrent, then these are all the Pokemon that have torrent as one of their abilities. I can also search by id group. Apparently I think monster is an id group. Yeah, so all these are like monster id groups. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So with capturing them, I can capture them and then go back and go to my dashboard, and then that one shows up. And then when I release, and I can also release them back into the wild, or I don't know. And it has some cool animations with that. Yeah, there's another thing, the animation, and also the loading state is really cool. So like, yeah, they're animated in the bars, how they drop down, and all the things just like move in. Is really cool. The capture button, this is animated down as well. When I switch to a new one, then it loads every time. It also uses React Query for caching, so it actually doesn't load every time, but maybe it does because of the animations, but I don't know. Now I will jump into the code. So I will start with the backend. Yeah, I'll look at this backend here, which is in Laravel. Use this Docker file to spin up a container for the database. So I can actually look at the database on port 8080. So might as well do that. If I go to localhost, this like adminer thing comes up, and then I can go into my pokedex right here, and here's all the tables that it has. So Pokemon, obviously a huge amount of data here, which is all the Pokemon. It's like 500 of them. Also there's the ig groups and abilities, and the types, which is they're all many-to-many relationships with that. The users are like the user that logs in, and then users captured is a many-to-many relationship of the user ID and the Pokemon ID that it captured. So that's how that works. So these are all the Pokemon that user 1 captured. So they're the IDs of those Pokemon. Yeah, now I'll look at the actual code for it. So the routes are in my routes file here, API. So yeah, here's all the routes that it uses, the API endpoints. It uses Valet to actually run this all the time. Laravel applications are just so huge. Like all these different folders and files is kind of hard to navigate through, but yeah. The controllers. So we have the user controller, which has login and register. Way to log in and register. It uses some Laravel magic to be able to log in and register, which is kind of cool. It also like makes a token, and then you use that token to say who you are, basically. The Pokemon controller has the index, which allows this search functionality of name and description, and then the type, ability, and ig group search functionality are in this as well. This goes to like the service and then to the repository. Yeah, just moves around a bunch of different files, but yeah, I'll keep it pretty high level. This is show just one of them, so it passes the ID of the Pokemon that you want to show. That's how you do the detail view. Yeah, so that's the controllers. I added a little bit of mail functionality into this before, but decided against using it. But I actually know how to like send emails out using this backend, which is kind of cool. The models, the migration models are down here. Yeah, there's a bunch of these. So this is the users table, has their API token, and their name and email, obviously, and password. And then Pokemon table, all these. To seed the database, I use this from one of my coworkers that also was interning. He came up with a way to seed the database really easily by getting it right from the file online. So yeah, that works really well. You just run like PHP artisan seed database or something like that, and then it seeds up the database with all the Pokemon. The capture table, the types table, abilities, ig groups. All these are many-to-many relationships. So that's why we had to make another table called Pokemon types. So that's where it takes the foreign ID of the Pokemon ID and also the type ID, and then it basically combines them into this one table. So then we're able to put the type with the Pokemon. So that's really cool. I like how Laravel does the many-to-many relationships and stuff, because then in the models you can go to like Pokemon right here, and you can just get like this this belongs to many, and then select that really easily. So that's really cool there. And also even with the users to get the Pokemon that they have. This belongs to many Pokemon, and then yeah, you just basically call user and then Pokemon, and then it gets all that user's Pokemon that they have. So that's really cool. Yeah. Now I will go into the front end. First thing I want to say about the front end here is I use a theme from Chakra and Emotion. So I'll go into the app. So yeah, it is, there's a theme provider wrapped around it, around all of this, and that provides the theme, which is this theme, which is all these colors for bug and then fire, and then their background color as well. And then yeah, it just wraps around everything, and then I can use it pretty much anywhere in my project. So when I go into components, I also have this, this is really cool. I use this protected route here, so that if you're not logged in, you can't access that route, basically. So you can't go to /dashboard without being logged in. So if I try and do that, so let's just see here quick. So if I log out and then I try and go to /dashboard, it'll just reroute me back to login because I'm not logged in. So that's really cool. And basically anything with protected route has to do that. Yeah, and then if the path's not found, then it goes to this not found component. So I can show that quick as well. If I type in something weird here, then it says you seem to be lost, and then you can return unlock and register. Go back to login. Pokedex now. Right here. Really complicated, I guess. Use debounce to do it every 700 milliseconds to make a search, to make a request every 700 milliseconds when typing. And then React query. Yeah, I use like my own queries on the API. So yeah, I got this like pattern from Bushel on one of their bigger projects. They use this pattern, so I was like, this is really cool. I'll try using this pattern. And yeah, this is what I came up with for that. They also had a pattern where they would have placeholders for either the loading state and the failed state. So if React query was loading, then it would show like a skeleton of cards. So that's what I do. That's what I do every time this loads. It shows these 20 cards really quick, and then it pops up. Shows these cards and pops up. So that's what that is. The Pokemon card. So this has like the types, so maps through the types and gives it a background color. And then, like I said, it also uses style components. So here's the style components that I have for this part as like a style components. And then it like passes props in, and then you can like determine the color that way. So that's pretty cool. The Pokemon detail is right here. Also has placeholders. So this is what it shows when it's loading, and if it fails to load the data. And then yeah, the details has all these framer motion divs to add animations. And then also has some media queries here to make it responsive. So yeah, it is actually responsive. It just like goes down to three rows or 3 columns, and if you go into one, then it makes it smaller and stuff like that. And then I can extend it out, and it still looks good. So that's really cool with that. Yeah, stat bars to make them animate did some more animations there and set the widths with them according to their stat. So this is another style component that takes a stat in, and then it computes like what the width should be of that bar. So that's pretty cool. When I fetch, I like to use async await. So these are all the routes, and so I can get the data nice and easily. I send in the bearer token. That's for the user, so they get the right user's data back. I think that's about it. That wraps up this project and the explanation of it. I hope you liked it. It's definitely a project that I'm proud of. I definitely think it is pretty refined, good to go. I thought about trying to get it on Firebase, and then that way I would be able to host it really easily, but yeah, it's kind of difficult. Maybe I'll try that later, but for now, yeah, this is how it turned out. So, see ya. Thanks for watching.